Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, the guided visualization is going to be on conquering your anger and releasing it. This is anger that you may have been holding on to for years against people or situations that have happened to you, and yet it's really not serving you at all. And those are the ones that you want to be able to take those steps to help you release and let them go out, especially out of your body, because it can make you very ill. Hello, I'm Carol DeChaine, and I'm a transformational coach and energy light worker, using Marconic energy specifically. I specialize in helping people going through changes in their life so that they can find joy in those changes. So if you will get comfortable now, I'll lead you through that guided visualization. So take a breath and close your eyes if you're in a safe location, or come back here later if you need to. And just breathe. And allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling at this moment. I want you to relax first, and then we'll bring up the anger later. If you can possibly just let go at this moment of whatever's happening on the outside. And instead of going somewhere, this time we're going to stay in our body. So as I count you in, I want you to just get more and more settled into your body and be really comfortable there. So 1, feeling that everything in the outside is starting to release for this moment. 2, any mind worries that are going in circles, allow them to lift for this moment. 3, feel your body little by little relaxing, going down through your neck and your shoulders, down through your arms and your torso. That relaxation moving out through your fingertips and down through the rest of your body and through your hips and down through your knees and all the way down through your feet, feeling more and more relaxed and releasing anything that's holding you back from that on this level. And 4, feeling more and more calm, knowing that you can indeed choose to release this anger. And 5, feeling absolutely centered in your body, meaning that you're nowhere else, you're not thinking outwardly, you're just listening to my voice and allowing yourself to have this gift of time for you. And now that you're here and everything's calm, I want you to feel if there's any heaviness in your body that you're holding on to. Because anger has a way of sticking in your body. So become aware of it as we move into the emotion section, because when we release the emotion, I want you to be aware if your body is still holding on to that heaviness that's in relation to it. And now that you're all relaxed, I'm going to ask you to bring up an instance of anger that you want to release, whether it's at a person or a situation that feels unfair. Go ahead and bring that up. Really feel into it, so that if you're really, really angry, that it seems unfair, it seems wrong, and you just, whether you want to do something physical and punch somebody or it's just something you've been holding on to, maybe someone did you wrong as a child that was just awful, that it's something that you want to release. And realize that while you're doing that, you're still holding on to those other people and situations. So today we're going to cut those cords that bind. And you may have done this before, but we're going to specifically envision them and then release them. Because you don't need that fear that holds on to anger. There's a piece of the fear that's with that anger usually. And I want you to be aware that you have the power in you to feel much better than you may be. You don't have to forgive that person right now. You just need to let go of the anger. If you want to forgive them later, There's a different guided visualization for that. Or maybe it may take you some time. Or maybe you've forgiven them, but you're still holding on to some sort of anger. Wherever you're at, it's a good time to release the ties that bind. So when you think of this one incident that I've asked you to pull up, this anger, this frustration or fear or whatever that comes along with that anger, imagine that person or that situation and a really huge cord or tunnel or whatever you want to think of that links the two of you together. If it's anger, it's usually really big, strong, thick, like a pipe kind of cord. So imagine that. And it's black and it's running between you and that person or you and that incident. And fill it with all that anger back and forth between you and the other person. And realize this is not a healthy thing to have. Even if you don't want to forgive them, the anger is just not a healthy thing for you. So allow yourself to pack all that anger into that tube. Put it all in there that's related to that person. Just keep pushing it all in, pushing it and pushing it into that tube that's between you and that other person, that cord, that hollow cord. And as you get out the last of that anger that just angers you as much as you can possibly, then seal up your end. Seal it up. And then let it go. Just watch it float away from you, sealed up with all that anger that you no longer have in your body, that you no longer feel because you've released it. You may need to take some time with this and cry through it, get angry, go punch a pillow. But as you're doing that, imagine that cord filling up with all that anger that you're feeling. And imagine it pushing it in and then sealing it off at your end. It's up to the other person what they do with it. You don't need to be concerned about that. Release it out. If they want to take it in, they will. Or they can release their end of the cord and have it disappear and transmute. But that's their choice. Your choice is to release all of this anger that you have. So if you haven't quite finished, push out some more of that anger into that hollow cord between the two of you that's linking you together, or you in the situation, and then seal it up. Imagine something coming between you and that cord that cuts it from you, but seals it in place. It's almost like it cauterizes it, or cauterizes it, however you say it, so that it burns it solid and it's no longer going to be able to get into your being. Watch it float away from you. And as it does, look inward again and see if you have any more anger about this person or situation. And you can do this numerous times. Keep filling up that cord. See another cord. Maybe it's corded into you in numerous locations. Keep releasing that. Keep filling it up, sealing it, and releasing it. However many you may need. And sometimes you may need to come back here and do it again, because you'll have different levels, different pieces that you've been pushing down. You may not even realize you're angry about. You knew you were angry about A and B, but maybe C, D, and E didn't even occur to you that it bothered you. And once you release the first ones, those can float to the surface. As you finish that up, I want you to go back to your body and feel if there's anything in your body that's heavy. Because there may be a part of you that's holding on to it inside of your cells of your body that you can't release on this visualization with this cord. It may be heavy, it may be feeling stuck or uncomfortable or whatever it is. Look at that feeling that's still in your body. And if it's a lot of anger that you just released or that you've just needed to get rid of, it's going to be in your body somewhere. So do a little inventory of how you're feeling. It may be really obvious. Maybe you're tense and you're tight in your throat, or your heart hurts, or gut hurts, it feels uncomfortable, or maybe your knees started acting up, because that is an exit point for a lot of emotions and a lot of releasing times. So whatever you're feeling right now in your body, magnify that. Be aware of it and put your attention on it. Because as you do that, you can decide what you're going to do with it. What does it look like, this feeling in your body? Does it have a color? What is it about this feeling in your body that you want to magnify so that you can say, oh, yeah, here's some more of this anger that actually got into my cells that I thought I'd released quite a bit of, but it's really stuck in there. So as you feel, for example, if you feel it in your heart, you can feel it expanding, getting heavier and more uncomfortable and thicker. And imagine, however you want to imagine, whether it's a vacuum cleaner hose or it's like a suction of some sort or whatever it is, and maybe your angels come down and do a magic wand. It's kind of a mixed metaphor, but you know what I mean. Whatever feels right to you, have that come down and pull that feeling out. Feel it being sucked away from you, just like a vacuum cleaner hose, just pulling out any negative, any darkness that was stuck in your body so that you can then fill it back up with something better. So as you pull out this negative, this heaviness, this pain, this whatever it is, I'm going to want you to visualize a circular vacuum cleaner hose. So as it goes up, it filters all of that stuff out that you want to get rid of. And then it comes back around and it fills you up with the other end of the hose with love and hope and joy. And yes, even peace. So that whatever that anger and that heaviness was that was in that part of your body immediately starts feeling lighter and better. And it feels less dense. And the vibration in your body is raised up by allowing yourself to have less anger in your body. Angry is it's such a heavy vibration, it's such a low vibration that you can't find happiness if you're stuck there. And most people in the world really want to be joyful and happy if they really had a choice. But sometimes we don't feel we can. But you can make that choice. Every time you release this anger into the cord, seal it and release it out into the universe, it's still attached to the person, letting them make that choice. And then feeling into your body and allowing it to get more magnified and then pull it out with the vacuum cleaner hose or some sort of suction that pulls it around, comes back out the other side of that hose, giving you, after it's been transmuted, this beautiful clearing energy. I want you to take another breath and feel where you're at with this. You may need to listen to this video a few times, just even with the same anger issue, because sometimes we hold it for so long, and sometimes there's a lot of hurt and pain with anger. So it'll become clearer as the more that you release, the clearer it will be about what is still bothering you about this person or this issue. And sometimes we can just let them go. We don't need them in our life. And sometimes they're already gone, but we have those feelings still that they've hurt us and they've changed our lives for the worse because they were in it or they did something horrible to us. And yet now that you're past it, you have choices you can make. And I want to be here for you to help you make them. As you breathe, you can come back into your body, back into the room. I want you to be aware of anywhere else in your body that you need to work on. That feels like perhaps there's an emotion stuck in there. So the next time you listen, you can work on that section. So breathing from 5, knowing that you're still in your body and you're feeling it kind of a hyper aware right now. 4, releasing anything that's left that needs to go, that you didn't quite let go of. 3, allowing yourself to become more of who you truly are. More peace, more joy on this issue, and in general. Two, feeling much more aware and much more connected to who you want to be. And one, awake, alert, feeling much lighter and a much higher vibrational space, having released some of this anger that you've been holding on to. As I've said before, please come back anytime you need to release the same anger, perhaps another level of it, or something different that you feel you've been carrying or that you want to let go of, and see how your life changes. Because every time you raise your vibration, you're going to feel lighter and brighter and happier. And isn't that what most of us want? To feel we're loving towards people, and yet still strong and empowered and more of who we truly are, instead of masking it with anger or fear or guilt or things that don't feel right to us, whatever that may be. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Carol DeChaine, and if you'd like to not only hear me here and click on the subscribe button and perhaps even the bell notification to know the next time that I put up a video, I also do a blog, and the connection below, the link, you can click there and you'll get once a week a written word blog that you can read when you like. Thank you again for joining me. At connecttojoy.com, you can find all sorts of information about me, about Marconic energy, the kinds of transformational change coaching packages I do, as well as more about me in particular. Thank you again. Until next time, blessings.